You know, there were people, we've had artists come through that were on fire before they were who they are. Just to name Nikki Ross, who is one of the premier singers for Ricky Dillard, Kirk Franklin, Zael, before they were Zael.
Okay.
Risen.
Hey.
Before they were.
that Holy City.
Yeah, before they were Risen. Have come through. We've had George Huff, one of the American Idol finalists.
Wow.
Daryl Coley.
Of course.
Daryl Coley, Angie Spivey.
Love her.
Yeah.
Ooh,
yeah.
Angie will take you to church.
Yes, she will. Yes, she will.
And don't nobody do Dr. Love Coast like Angie Spivey.
Yeah. You know, and Angie was also another one of my inspirations. Coming up in Chicago. Oh, yeah. Angie was the choir directress from heaven. People don't know that about her. Before there was a Orlando Draper, Angie was all over Chicago. I mean, you know, we just knew her in Chicago, but you know, when she came out to the nation, she came out as an artist, but she is a bad choir directress. But people like that, Brian Courtney Wilson has come through. Ernest Pugh, before he was Ernest Pugh, Ernest and I kind of started this thing together. So,
wow.
You know, and in fact, we're you know, as we talk more about this year, we'll be honoring him this year.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Giving honor to whom honor is due.
Yeah, yeah. So
what made you choose to honor Ernest Pugh this year?
Well, what we're doing is and I'll be honest, what we're doing is an event called IMAC Honors. And that's this year, October 6th through the 8th at our conference. And it was inspired really by the BET Honors. I saw how I really was impressed with the BET Honors. How they grabbed individuals. Some of them were huge names. Some of them you didn't know, but were accomplished individuals, successful individuals, shared their journeys, and all of them in some form or fashion, because of who they are and what they've done, were in some form or fashion an inspiration to other people. Okay. And I chose Ernest because, I mean, Ernest is doing very well right now. His music, he's always in the top 10, top number 1. Most of his stuff is, for the last 3 CDs, have hit number 1 at some point, 1 or 2. But not just because of that. A lot of people don't know Ernest's journey. They think Ernest just blew up.
Overnight.
Yeah, they think he just kind of blew up overnight. But that's the part I want to honor, is the journey. You know, like I said, we started out together when he would pay his way to go to these conferences. He'd pay his way and pay these registration fees to be on these showcases, and he would do all this kind of stuff. And so it didn't happen overnight. And I want people to see that. I want people to understand, because we're dealing in a generation where there's a sense of entitlement. Yeah. And a lot of these indie artists kind of feel they don't need to pay that dues.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to come out, do a record tomorrow, and be like Ernest and be on the charts.
Just say, I am an artist, I am here, give me mine. But it don't work like that. It don't work like that, does it, Jeff?
No, it doesn't work like that.
And I'll tell you a quote. One day I was feeling all deep and introspective on Facebook.
I find it hard to believe. Yeah.
I have those moments, Jeff. I really do.
Yeah.
I was just sitting and I typed out, it's unfortunate, I might be phrasing a little bit different, but that it's sad that we live in a day when it seems like so many want to be an artist, but have forgotten to live the life that paints the picture.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That was deep, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was Mufasa. But yeah, so
see, and I can, you know, me and Jeff were just talking earlier. He let me know he was cousin. Well, he's related to the Bingham sisters.
Yes,
I just heard it in that laugh right there. That's that laugh they do. That deep laugh. You know that.
I know you paid any attention. See, you know we related.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so and Stan Jones is another gentleman who we're honoring, that people may not know his name, but he's done some great behind-the-scenes production work. Everybody's heard of Brian Courtney Wilson and his song "All I Need." Stan was the writer of that song. That song was on the Billboard charts, I want to say, for 92 weeks.
Wow.
And
oh my goodness.
The thing I wanted to honor about Stan, he's worked with the Williams brothers, he worked with Terrell and Ramsey. He's done so much with this. He's worked with Matthew Knowles.
Wow.
He's done some work with, I don't know if it's American Idol or one of the other shows, but he's one of those really great behind the scenes guys that does really good work. But what I celebrate about Stan is not just his accomplishments, but his spirit. And that's what I want people to see, and the journey, because I also want people to see it's not just the successes and the accomplishments, but understand that there's so many avenues in this business that you can take and be successful. You don't always have to be out front.
Yeah.
And just kind of like what I try to do, what I like to do more even with my youth at church, is help people understand that there are more jobs than basketball and rap. You know, I want the gospel folk and I want the music people to understand that maybe everybody's not called to be an artist, but you can be a writer, you can be a producer and do well.
Yeah. This
is his living, and he does well.
Awesome.
But his spirit and his humility is, as well as his journey and his accomplishments, is why I want to honor these guys.
That's awesome.
Because it speaks to people.
That's awesome.
It will speak to people. So that's what I intend to do.
You know, I think, Jill, we got to honor you.
Oh.
We're gonna have to honor you. We might have to call it Janard honor. And now you be the first recipient. It might be
I'll take that. Yes, make sure you record it too. I want you to host it and sing on it, everything. That would be the best.
Right, we go right here in my living room. Special guest, the Bingham sisters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, family will be here. That's just too funny. But you know what? For me, first of all, it's hard to. They've tried that and they never surprise me. I always find out. But the best honor for me is to see people do well. Is to see people when they walk away from an IMAC conference, and I get emails saying, you know, what I got has transformed my life, has helped transform my ministry. Now I can go and better do what God has called me to do. Because, like I said, the biggest thing that really made me do this is that I just saw the level of ignorance. We want to be anointed, but don't want to be developed. We want to be gifted, but don't want to be guided, you know, and we want to be bad, but don't want the business. And we really have to learn how to better do God's business. Because it's more than just being up there and singing or being a leader of an organization, you know. We are supposed to be good stewards in all aspects, not just good stewards of our gifts, but good steward of the business and the ministry that God has placed in us. And that's where we fail, because we so rely off, I'm talented, I'm gifted, I'm anointed. And that's great. That destroys yokes. But it doesn't help you, you know, I mean, it doesn't help you pay your bills. It doesn't help you, I mean, because it's a ministry in and of itself. And it's not about the money, but it's about representation of God. You want to represent him in more than just how holy you are.
Yes. How many times you fall out in the spirit during the service?
Yeah, but decency and in order. God is a God of order. God is a God of structure.
Yeah.
You know, he has order. He has order.
That's it.
And so when our business isn't, then we're not in order. So that's why I do this, to kind of relieve the ignorance.
That's awesome. Now, just in case, you know, I know Jeff might have stepped on some of y'all's toes, but I
don't Well, it wasn't the intent. Now he's starting some mess. No, it wasn't the intent. But I say this.
Make us free.
I say this at IMAC. I mean, one thing James Chambers used to say all the time: you give us a chicken wing and a tambourine, and that's all we want. And
I mean, do you really need anything else in life, though?
Well, after service. After service, yes. And I don't want the tambourine. If I'm gonna have chicken, unless you're gonna put it in the tambourine, I eat it out of there. But And what he was saying with that was all we want to do is just do our thing.
Yeah.
And we want to be successful.
Uh-huh.
You can't do that with just your gift alone.
Yeah.
You have to have a sense of order and structure.
That is
and have
true.
knowledge. We perish
for lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
in the book.
So when I use the word ignorant, it ain't ignorant.
Y'all ignorant folk.
Well, ignorant means to not know.
Yes.
So I don't ever want anybody leaving an IMAC conference ignorant.
Exactly.
So.
Exactly, because we know that which God has put within you and blessed you. You have so much love in your heart, you want to share it with us.
Yeah.
And, and that's what love does. Love don't want to keep and say, ooh, God done just shared all this and revealed all this to me, so I'm gonna keep it. That's why I can do well myself.
Right.
But I mean, this is a labor of love that you're doing, and that's why God has blessed you in it.
It is, and
for so long.
It really is, and it has its challenges. And I mean, I want people to, understand my journey, and hopefully it will encourage someone that feels like God has given them something to do, but it seems so impossible. Sometimes you just have to step out there. And like you said, where he gives a vision, he'll make provision, and he really will. I mean, I've stressed, and like anybody else, I want to quit every year, and but actually now over the last couple of years, I mean, I've gotten really rooted to where, oh well, let's do this, and don't have all the answers, and I think I like the challenges now because it stretches my faith, and which enhances my relationship in God. So I want people to understand that when I tell people 12 years, they be like, really? Because you would think maybe I just started doing it. But no, I've been doing this 12 years. Made a whole lot of dumb mistakes. And I try to share that with people. I want you to learn from my mistakes, so when God gives you yours and you begin to start, you go, oh yeah, I remember Jeff said, or I remember them said IMAC, I'm not doing that. So I celebrate it. I love it. That to me is how you can honor me, by take it and do well. Just do well. I want to see that. Yeah. So what we're doing this year, Thursday night, we're doing something different. We're adding a quartet component.
Okay.
We're
taping, aren't you?
Yes, we're partnering with J Bender Entertainment, and we're doing the Q Files. The Q Files at IMAC. So quartet folk, and I'm telling you, dude, we got some quartet folk that's gonna just blow your mind.
I can only imagine.
Yes. So if you're not a quartet fan, I'm telling you, you need to be there for the Thursday night. That's Thursday night. We're taping for Word Network. Dr. Bobby Jones will be there. He's going to host it.
Okay.
And we've got quartets coming from all over the country. There's a couple in particular. I won't call their names, so I don't want to be partial, but I guarantee you, when you hear them, you're going to remember them.
Wow.
So that's a Thursday night. Friday, we're doing our indie, and IMAC we're really trying to empower the indie artists. The artists that are trying in the community, they're trying to get out there, trying to get some knowledge, trying to really need a platform. So we're doing what we call our indie artist showcase.
Okay.
And we're having some of our industry friends come from across the country and locally, some of the label heads here, some of the industry consultants that run record companies from other states, from Atlanta, Georgia, Philadelphia, Radio 1 people, other promoters and producers.
Just come in from everywhere.
We have them come in everywhere. And what I try to tell people, they sometimes get caught up in the named people, or who do you know, and I try to move away from that. I'm trying to move away from that, because what I want you to understand is, whether there's a name that you recognize or not, you want to know how resourceful these people are. Yeah. Because that's what you're there for, is resourceful. So I can assure you, whether you know some of these people by name, I can promise you they're very resourceful.
Exactly.
I only hang around resourceful people.
There you go.
If you're an artist and you're looking for a platform to perform on, and you want to be around some resourceful people that can talk to you about the next step and what to do to take this ministry, you need to be a part of that. So that's what we're doing Friday, and we actually got classes that Friday afternoon, doing an A&R.